You know when a Formula One season suddenly flips from predictable to absolutely insane? When everything you thought you knew burns to the ground and the championship picture becomes something nobody can honestly explain anymore? That's exactly where we are right now. And if you think Max Verstappen's story in this final stretch is simple, trust me, it's not. It's one of the most tense, unpredictable, borderline dramatic crossroads of his entire career. There are only 3 races left, and Max is staring at a 49-point gap to Lando Norris. 49 points that will decide whether he becomes a 5-time world champion in a row or whether the era of total dominance finally comes to an end right in front of our eyes. And if that wasn't enough, the plot twist comes from inside Red Bull itself, because not even the team boss is confident the car will work in Las Vegas. Let that sink in for a second. Not even the team bosses trust their own machinery heading into the most decisive weekend of the year. Laurent Mias, who rarely shows emotion, made a statement that shook the entire paddock and finally explained why this 2025 season has been so unstable, so chaotic, so unpredictable for Red Bull, a team that used to be the definition of control. Something inside that garage isn't behaving the way a world championship structure is supposed to behave, and the problems are much deeper than most people assumed. And here's the real twist. Max Verstappen is coming into these last races in unbelievable form. Since the summer break, he has been on a podium in every single race. He won in Italy, he won in Azerbaijan, he won in the United States. 3 massive victories in crucial moments. It was the kind of comeback only Verstappen is capable of. A comeback so strong that he dragged himself back into a title fight that every analyst, every commentator, and honestly, even some of his own supporters had already handed to Norris months ago. But then Norris struck back at exactly the wrong time for Max. 2 consecutive wins that completely shifted the psychological pressure. 2 wins that slammed Verstappen into a brutal mathematical reality. He now needs something close to a miracle. And the danger for him isn't just the points gap. The real danger is that, for the first time in years, Red Bull openly admits they don't understand their car. Laurent Mias said it himself, with a level of honesty that almost sounded painful. They have consistently failed to predict where the RB21 will perform well. They didn't expect Monza to suit them. They didn't expect Baku to suit them. They didn't expect Singapore to suit them. Yet somehow, in some of those races, the car worked. And in others, it simply died. That kind of unpredictability is terrifying at this stage of the season. Because if the team itself, with all the data, all the simulations, all the experience, all the resources, can't predict where their own car will be competitive, then how on earth are they supposed to build a plan for these last 3 races? And even more worrying, how is Max supposed to mentally prepare for a decisive run where his own engineers genuinely don't know what to expect from the car? That is the part that shakes everyone. And this becomes even more extreme in Las Vegas, a track that amplifies every weakness the RB21 currently has. Low downforce setup, long straights, cold desert temperatures late at night, extremely sensitive tire warm-up. This combination is basically a worst-case scenario for Red Bull. Even Verstappen admitted they still haven't solved the problem of bringing the tires into the correct working window. And that is fatal on a track where mechanical grip and stability are everything. If the tires don't wake up, he has no chance. And if the tires do wake up, he still needs the car to behave consistently, something that has not happened regularly this year. The maths make this even more dramatic. We have exactly 83 points left on the table, 3 races plus the Qatar sprint. Max needs to win almost everything and hope Norris collapses. He needs perfection from his side and mistakes from McLaren's side. It's not impossible, but it demands a perfect Red Bull and a shaky McLaren. And right now, the opposite seems true. Norris has been driving like a champion. Calm, fast, precise, 0 mistakes. Max knows that too. He even said publicly that the title wasn't lost in Brazil or any other specific race, but in a long, frustrating series of mediocre weekends earlier in the year, up until Zandvoort, when Red Bull simply couldn't extract competitive speed from the RB21. That's a painful realization. He knows they wasted opportunities. He knows that when he still had the best car on paper, they weren't able to convert it into consistent results. That's the kind of reflection that only comes from someone who understands the gravity of the situation. The pressure now is enormous. Laurent Mias and his technical department are under the most intense scrutiny they've experienced since the beginning of this dominant era. Any setup error, any strategic mistake, any misreading of tire behavior, any aerodynamic decision that goes wrong. Any of these things could prematurely end Verstappen's historic run and close the door on the most dominant phase the sport has seen in years. And, on the other side, McLaren is showing brutal speed combined with flawless reliability. The margin for error is basically zero. So the big question hanging over the entire paddock is simple but terrifying. Is Red Bull's public uncertainty a sign of honest realism? Or is it a sign that they've completely lost technical confidence in their own car? Because one answer is manageable, but the other is catastrophic. And the answer will arrive very soon in the remaining races where every single point matters. These next races can define whether Verstappen's supremacy survives or whether we're witnessing the birth of a new era in Formula One. So now I want to know what you think. Do you believe Red Bull will somehow find the speed and consistency Max needs to fight for his 5th consecutive world title? Or is this publicly admitted technical uncertainty the clearest indication that the Dutch era of dominance is finally coming to an end? Whatever you think, let me know. This final phase of the championship is going to be insane, and every detail, every point, every race could rewrite history.